Whether you're a new player to Wizard101 or a wizard returning after a long period of time, this game can feel very confusing. There are so many new aspects added every year. How do you get caught up on them all? It would be impossible to go into depth in a single video, but there are plenty of other videos and resources that delve deeper into all of these topics. In the description, you will find links for each topic from not only myself, but other creators I believe cover these topics better than I could. One of the easier aspects to understand are these symbols on spells. Sometimes people will see a spell and just learn it immediately, but hold on. This symbol means this spell is specifically used in advanced content. Alternatively, there are also a great number of spells with this symbol, noting they are not allowed in advanced content. But what is advanced content? Advanced content covers a number of things, from PvP to certain dungeons having a challenge mode, and even raids. Most of the time in advanced content, you need really specialized your gear sets. This is where jewels come in, allowing you to socket specific stats into specific slots on certain pieces of gear to tailor yourself better towards a specific stat. At even higher levels, you can obtain pins that can be attached to your hat and your robe and your boots in order to give you stat boosts in even different schools from your own. I have a video going over jewels and pins, which I've linked in the description. Okay, so we looked at those PvP only spells and they looked really confusing. Why is that? Well, this is due to a mechanic called Gambits. They appear on these spells you can train from Diego the Duel Master, as well as alternate versions of many spells you can learn. Their function is to have an alternate effect based upon the setup of either the wizard or the target. This is a very confusing topic, so to get a better understanding of the Gambits, I suggest checking out my Gambit video linked in the description. I mentioned alternate versions of spells, but how do I get those alternate versions? To upgrade spells to their Gambit path, or just to increase their damage or any other aspect you'd like, you need reagents called Spellements. Spellements are dropped from many bosses throughout the first and second arc, as well as packs, side content such as Beast Moon, and Portal of Peril, quests, and gold key bosses. I've made a video on Spellements, which I've linked below. Wait, gold key bosses? What are those? Certain bosses are locked behind doors that need a skeleton key to unlock. There are wood, stone, and gold skeleton keys. Gold skeleton key bosses drop gear and Spellements from their associated pack in the crown shop. For an in-depth view on gold skeleton keys, check out this video from Zepha. Once you get enough Spellements, you can unlock these alternate paths to upgrade your spells. This top path is typically used for PvE content, as it's no PvP, while the bottom path is typically for advanced content. However, this isn't a set rule for every spell. My friend Genevieve Moongarden is currently going through spells to determine which path is the best for each of them. You can also use Spellements to create new spells called lore spells. They are spells that you used to get from farming the Lore Master in Dragonspire, but she no longer drops whole spells, and the Spellements have been spread out to all these different gold key bosses. Wait, there's a weird looking symbol on my lore spell, and it won't let me cast it. Ah, that would be the required school pip. School pips are a relatively new mechanic tied to the Arch Mastery stat. You gain this stat at level 50, although there are ways to get school pips even earlier through jewels. In order to cast a spell, you need pips, which are usually the small white dots you gain every round. You also have a power pip chance, which allows you to gain a power pip, which counts as 2 pips for your own school. What school pips do is allow you to gain a school-specific power pip. Currently, I have 2 fire pips. This spell requires an ice pip. Changing to an ice pip, it now functions just like a power pip, but only for that school. Since this is a lore spell that requires a specific school pip, it does not get treated as a power pip for this spell, but it will allow me to now cast it. These can get really confusing, so I highly suggest checking out my school pip video. Phew, that was a lot of information. But I forget why I'm even playing this game. It's been so long since I spammed the spacebar and skipped through the entire story. What is even happening? Well, I've got some videos for you. My friend Storm may not play Wizard101 anymore, but she has a fantastic video that quickly goes over the entire story of Wizard101. In addition, if you want a way more in-depth version, Chupo just released a video on the entire first arc story, with more planned in the future, so I highly suggest grabbing a blanket and a snack and learning about the early Wiz story. This is so much information. How do you keep this all straight? Well, thankfully there are a few websites I frequent to help look things up. The Wizard101 Central Wiki is very up to date and has details on quests, mobs, drops, who drops Spellements, pretty much anything you can want. Another great resource is Final Bastion, which has a ton of guides for every Zeke quest, every monstrology mob, pet training guides, gear guides, and so much more. Unfortunately, even I don't know everything. I don't do PvP, I don't belong to a guild, so I haven't much experience with raiding, but there are other Wizard101 content creators who have fantastic videos on guides, raids, other topics such as Beast Moon, Decathlon, and I'm not always caught up on all the news. For those topics, here are some other great content creators to check out, as they are way more knowledgeable on these topics than I am. For Wizard101 news, check out Richard Unicorn Collar. If you're interested in Beast Moon, Tian Toshin is your go-to. For PvP, raids, and gear setups, I highly recommend Ice Gold, Liam, and Tierval-X. There are also tons of other Wizard101 creators, each with their own guides and niches. I wish I could list them all, but I can't. Keep a lookout for other people to feature in my videos or just in your recommended. I hope you found this introductory guide helpful. Now make sure to check out the description for all the links to more deep dives into all these topics, and also make sure to like the video, subscribe to my own channel, join the Discord, and comment what guides you want to see in the future.